friends, I hope everybody's doing good. I am Adriana and this is Color by Eiry. Today I bring you along while I color this page for the collaboration with Jess at Coloring Bumblebee. Let me find it. Here it is. So I'm going to be coloring this page and I'm going to be enjoying your company while I play a game called Never Have I Ever. And this is just a little spin of a video that Jess did. I think it's called Red Flags, and she got inspired by Eiry at Color Mama 360. I think that's the channel. If I'm wrong, just please correct me. Red tags, which she reads, little questions. But I color Never Have I Ever because I had already thought of that before. I had some questions, but when she just did it, I asked Jess about it. She told me Eiry did it. And then I remember that I have some questions that ChatGPT created for me for a game called Never Have I Ever Coloring Edition. And I have lots and lots of questions here. There is no way I'm going to answer every question while we color here, but this will definitely be a fun game to play every now and then. So I will throw away the ones that I answered today, and then I will keep the rest ones for future videos or even a live stream. And there is questions there about community, coloring community, about coloring supplies, about my channel specific, and about so many different things that I think we can have fun. They're all mixed in here. So there was no way I could never get a very similar question. There's different questions. So let's start. First of all, let me get my pencils and let's start coloring and let's start playing. Okay, so let's get the first question so I can color. So here so you know I'm not cheating and I'm not, they're all there. I'm going to grab one, this one. And then I'm going to candidly reply to this question answer. Never have I ever abandoned a page that was actually turning out fine. I actually have. So yes, it is true. I have abandoned pages that have been doing well. In fact, I have several whips or wops, like Joe Piggy Pants calls them, wops, that are actually turning out well, and then I just get bored. I don't know why that happens to me. My brain gets bored and I start it depending on the page. Sometimes it's turning out really good, and I guess there's too many repetitive things that I get bored. I have done that several times. So the thing is, yes, I have done it. I have abandoned pages that are turning out well. So let me get another one. Shake it. And it says, never have I ever started a page because I thought it would make good content. Oh my goodness. I had to say yes and no. Yes, because I had thought of, this page will look great if I use it for a live stream, but then I forget about it and don't use it. So yes, I have thought of it, but I haven't started a page just for content, because if I start a page for content, it's usually on a live or on a video. So on that is no, but I have thought about it. So that is like a yes and no. More no, because I haven't used the page for content. I haven't started a page for content, but I have thought about using a page for content. So so that is the answer to that. Let's get another one. Never have I ever created an accidental coloring community inside joke. This is more specific to my channel. Those that watch my channel on a regular basis, they know that there is an inside joke that is started by me saying something on one of my videos, and it's taken off of a life of its own. So yes, I have accidentally started or created an inside joke in my live streams. People that knows. Yeah, so there is an inside joke. Auntie Chris is the one that uses it the most, and yeah, there is one. Now let's see if it comes up, if the inside joke comes up later. Let's take one from the bottom. Let's do one of these little ones. Okay. So. Never have I ever mentioned the ugly butterfly again. You know what? I couldn't have done this if I planned it. Yeah. The ugly butterfly is the inside joke. If you know, you know. So yes, I have mentioned it. I think it gets mentioned more often than not. So the joke is that I mentioned in the video that I have an ugly butterfly syndrome, which everybody thought it was funny. And from then on, it just gets mentioned all over again in my live streams. Not by me. I mean, yeah, I go along because I think it's really funny, but by other people, like, you know, people saying that they're looking for an ugly butterfly to color. That's an inside joke. And those that know, I mean, I even seen it being mentioned in other people's live stream. But anyway, it is an inside joke, and there is that thing. Let's do this. And I'm not leaving. I'm not trying to. Yeah. So that was just a coincidence that they both came out right next to each other. No way. I'm not doing this. I'm not planning this. I'm sure I'm not planning this. Oh my God. 633. And they're like, why? Never have I ever thought, surely people have forgotten the ugly butterfly by now. No, they haven't. I'm going to move on. Okay, let me go with this one. This is turning out funny. Never have I ever said I have enough pencils. I said that all the time. I do. I have enough pencils. And I haven't bought pencils in a while. I mean, my last set of pencils that I bought was the polychromos. That was a gift. Well, I didn't buy it, but that, you know. Then, no, what was the last pencils I bought? I don't remember. But, you know, the last set of pencils that I got was as a gift, and it was my Castle Arts. It was given by my ex-boss at the job that I used to have in the United States. She sent them for my birthday, which is next month. It's not this month. Yes, I'm making a big fuss about my birthday because it's, for me, I'm a birthday diva. But again, back to the question. I have the last pencils I bought. I don't remember what. Oh yes, it was the Woomers, the 90 set Woomers. That's the one that I got last. And then the ones that were given to me were the polychromos by my kids, and then the Castle Arts by my ex-boss. But I have said many times that I have enough pencil, and I do. We all want more pencils. But the reality is, do we need more pencils? Those, maybe you do. Maybe if you only have one set of pencils, and maybe it's Crayola pencil. Nothing wrong with that. If you like it, you like it. It's fine. But maybe you do want more pencils, and it's fine. And if you have 50 sets of pencils and you want more, there's nothing wrong with that either. If you can afford them, it's not taking you to the our house. It's not, it's fine. But I don't think I need any more pencils. There is pencils that I want, but I didn't think I wanted the intense. They weren't intense, but the more I hear about them, the more I think I want them. But I don't think I need them. So, yeah. I have enough pencils. I have said that many times. I have enough pencils. Scared, I hope it's not another one of those that... Never have I ever added something to my cart and call it research. Not really. I haven't. I had to say no to that. False. Because I haven't really. So I had to say no, I haven't. Because I really have... my research is usually done before. Like, I watch people do it on their live streams, or I watch people do reviews on their YouTube channel, and that's my research. And once I see more than one person say, yes, this is good, then I jump the wagon and buy it. But for supplies, let's say, I'm not going to say color pencils, because there was a time that I was buying color pencils without knowing how they were. And I have some like that I don't like, that I didn't research enough. But I didn't buy to research. That is the thing. I didn't buy them to say, let me test this and research them and see if I like them. No, I haven't done that. The answer has to be no. See? Never have I ever told myself a pencil set was an investment. No, I haven't. I mean, I have, like the one, like when my kids got me the polychromos, because I do have polychromos. I said that is, there's a lot of little pencils in there already. One of the reasons, and that could be called investment, the reasons why we decided to go for the full set instead of buying replacement is because each pencil was costing about $8-10, and I had a lot of little ones and other ones that are on the way to be little ones, that we felt like, buying one by one. Yes, it was probably cheaper at the moment, but in the long run, it would cost more. So that's the reason why the purchase was made. So it was not really investment, because for me, an investment is something that is going to produce dividends later on. So it will produce money. So none of my pencils are going to produce money. And that's, at least that's how I feel. So it's not an investment. But it was on the thought of not spending more on the long run, if you can understand that. So yes, not as an investment. Okay. Never have I ever bought a special edition book. A special edition. No, I had to say no, I haven't. I really haven't bought a special edition. Like, no, I don't remember. And if I'm wrong, I'll tell you later if I found out that I was wrong. But I don't think I have. But in a book, what's the name of a book that is a special edition? No. All of my books are just regular books that had come out at a regular time without anything special about them. Like I know R.J. Hansen has the special edition of his little drawings that I don't I don't remember the name of his book that just came out, and I don't have that one. So no, I had to say no. Okay. Never have I ever run out of shelf space for coloring books. Let me look at it. I will have to say no to that one. No, so far, I haven't. I only have, well, only like it's very little number, but it's still a good chunk of books. I have about 80 some books, 84, 85, I don't know exactly. I counted them the other day, but so I still got room in my bookshelves. I have 2 bookshelves. Only one is being used for books. If I wanted to, I could use the second one for books, but I have them for knickknacks. So no, I haven't run out of books. Well, out of space to put my books. I haven't. Let's see what this one says. Never have I ever bought a backup just in case. I have to say yes. And that the only book that has a backup just in case is my Fairy Tale and Folklore by Emily Little Holberg. That one has a backup because at one time I messed up a page. And it was a skin. It came out horrible. And I was trying to fix it. And I could. And I knew at the moment that that happened that I wanted to complete the whole book. I didn't have my coloring group yet for the book. But I knew I wanted to do it. I was already working on it. I had already made the plan to do the whole book. And I messed up. And I was trying to fix it. I knew I couldn't fix it. So somebody said of, getting another book, coloring in that one, and then, gluing it on top, which I didn't do. I bought it thinking of that, but then I thought, no. So I tried to fix it, and the fix was not quite successful, but I let it go. So I kept the book that I bought, and it's still intact. It's still there just in case I do something horrible and I cannot fix. And that's why it's still there. Never returning. And I don't know if, maybe when I finish my book, I don't know if I will ever give it away or just keep it and start coloring it again. I don't know. I think that looks enough in there. Let's do another one. Never have I ever joined a challenge at the last minute. So far, I haven't. Joining a challenge last minute, no, I haven't. I know I told Joe at Piggy Pens this week, since her first collaboration is coming out. I think is, the deadline is Saturday. And I told her that if she needed help to let me know. So that might be true at the end of the week. It might not be. So right now, it's not true. Never have I ever been enabled and regretted absolutely nothing. Enabled and regretted absolutely nothing. How can I answer that? Yes, I have bought books because other people have mentioned them. I have. And yes, I don't regret those purchases. So the answer to that is true. Oh, that's yes, I've done it. I've done it. I bought books because other people have bought it, and they showed it in their channel. So I've been enabled, or people have been talking about it, and so that's another way to be enabled, and I haven't regretted. Which books have I not regret buying? Okay, so one of the books that it wasn't, I was sort of like an enable. It was the Fairy Tale Worlds book and The Shooting Star, and it was because uh, Charmaine Creative Colors said to me that, and she was doing the body color, and this is when we started. This is the backstory of that group. She was doing the body color with Pauline on that book, and she thought that I might want to join. And I said, yes, I would love to join. The only problem, I don't have the books, so I didn't have them at the moment. And she said, well, they're in Amazon right now. And I'm like, okay, let me go look. And then I I like them. So in a way, that was an enabling from her. And I'm like, sure, I'll join. I'm going to go ahead and order them. And she was like, well, we're going to start with the first page on this book. And then I ordered them. They arrived like a week later. I started coloring. So yeah, in a way, I did those two purchases because of Charmaine, because she said she was doing the body coloring with Pauline, and I wanted to be part of it. So that's the reason why I bought them, and I do not regret it. Never have I ever been enabled by the coloring community. Okay, this is pretty similar. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I just told a story about it. Never have I ever forgotten to put a blotter sheet behind my page. And I think this is talking about alcohol markers. So I think this is talking about alcohol markers, and the answer to that is yes, we all have done it. Well, I don't know if everybody, but I know I have done it. So yes, I've forgotten, and then looked in the back, and I have a patch that is hard to fix. So yeah, I have ruined other pages because of that. In my cozy coloring, which I don't have too many of those. So yes, I have. Never have I ever kept a coloring book because it was too pretty to color in. I have several books that are too pretty to color in, and I haven't returned them. And those are I haven't colored much on the Green Ivy books. They're too pretty, but I kept them. One because one was given to me. They're both given to me, really. One was it? Oh gosh, I need to start writing down what was given and what was not. But yes, I have been coloring those books because they're too pretty, and I have kept them because they're too pretty, because they could be on my coffee table. People can look at it. I feel like people can look at it, but not everybody is into coloring. So yeah, that's true. That is true. Never have I ever started a page because I dislike never have I ever restarted a page because I dislike one section. So I don't have that many double books. So I would have to say no, I have never restarted a page because I dislike one section of the color page because I don't have another book to restart it. I have damaged pages like that and I had to figure out how to fix them because I dislike them. But no, I haven't actually done that. So that is false. I haven't done that. So this one, gosh. Never have I ever ruined a page and considered throwing the book across the room. I have ruined pages and I felt like throwing them to the trash. Never actually thrown anything to the trash, but I have. Yeah, I have done that. So the answer to that is yes, I've done that. Hold on, let me get this little thing here so we can get another one. So. Never have I ever taken a coloring book on vacation. Oh, I have. You know, when I go to Cali to visit my family there, I usually take one or two coloring books. When on a Christmas break last year, I think I took 3 coloring books and a set of pencils, and I took my Neo colors, which I have a little set, so I don't have a big set with me. And I took some white gel pens. So yeah, I have taken coloring books. So the question was about coloring books, not supplies. So, but it's just 2 coloring books and just 2 supplies. I don't know if that question is going to come out. I don't remember all the questions, but yes, I have. And when I go, like when I went to the USA last year, I didn't take anything. So on that sense, I didn't. I know. But here in the country of Colombia, I have not. If I do not take anything if I go for the weekend, because if I go for the weekend to my cousin's place, I'm gonna be busy. There's no way I have time to color. Okay. Never have I ever bought a book and forgot I own it. No, I have to say no, I never had. I know exactly what books I have because I don't have that many. So if I have it, I don't buy it. The one that I bought again was another one of the country. I think it's one. Yeah, Romantic Country 1. I do have a second copy, but I didn't buy it because I didn't remember I had it because, you know, obviously I remember I had that book. And it's because I took some pages out and before it goes completely out of print, because it's going to be hard to find, then that's the reason why I bought it. But other than that, no, I would say I've never forgotten I have a book. Never have I ever forgotten the deadline for a body color. I had to say, no, I haven't forgotten. There is some body colors that I do not have enough time to finish it in the timeline that we given, if we have given timelines. But I do let the person know that I haven't finished it. So as far as forgetting, no, I do not. Usually I remember my deadlines. Usually I put them on my calendar so as to remember. And I have, like with this one, I didn't remember when was the deadline, which hasn't come up yet, but I actually did ask Jess the other day, when was it that I needed to turn it in, and she told me by the end of the month. So in that particular one, I did not forget. I did not forget and went past the deadline, no. Never have I ever searched for a pencil that was in my hand. No, I haven't. I do misplace pencils when I'm coloring in the couch and I'm going crazy, and it's either under my pillows, like it has gone inside, or is right next to me by my leg. But as far as having it in my hand and looking for it, no, I don't. That's funny though. I bet, I wonder if anybody else has done that, because that's a funny one. And we're gonna do a few more. Never have I ever avoided a page because I was afraid to mess it up. I had to say definitely have. Definitely have pages that I think are beautiful, and I don't know how to approach them, and I'm afraid that I'm going to mess it up, and I am avoiding starting the page. But eventually I do start, like the one for the mermaid. That I was afraid because I thought I would mess up the mermaid, since I had never colored mermaids. But I eventually color it, so I avoided it for a little bit, but not completely. Never have I ever pet a coloring book after it arrived. I have. You know, you take the book, it arrives, it's so beautiful condition that you go, oh, so pretty, and you open the pages and you're like, so pretty. Yes, I have. I'm weird. Yes, I am. I'm weird, but I've done it. Let's try to do a little more on this. So yes, it has. I have a habit of doing that. Not like with every book, but with like those books that I have wanted so much, like I've been waiting for them, like the book from Emily Little Holdover, Fantasy World, that it took forever, and when it finally arrived, I went like, oh, so pretty, and I touched the pages, so pretty. Yes, I have done that. Other books that I've done that was probably the Christine Karen books. Yes, I have. So yes, I do pet my books, and not just after it arrives, like when I'm looking at them to pick a page. If it's a book that, like I said, that I really, really like, then yes, definitely pet it. Very weird. Very weird person. Let me know if you've done that. Never have I ever named a color combination. No, I never. I had to say no, I haven't. Never. I don't even I don't even write down my color combinations. It's like I'm winging it all the time. I'm winging it. Like, you know, I know greens and pinks look good, so I put them together, but I don't think about it. It's not that something that I think about. So no, as far as having color combinations, I don't have them. I I go by, if I'm using a color palette, then I go by that. So no, so no, I haven't named it. If I am winging it like I'm doing here, I don't really actually have a color combination, only going by colors that I feel look good together, but I don't have names for them. Mm. Okay. Never have I ever color while watching YouTube. All the time. All the time. I do it all the time. That's my favorite thing to do. Color while watching YouTube. I either color while I'm watching a live stream, like I do it all the time with Annika's live stream. I do it all the time with Jess' live stream, or while I'm watching Joe's videos. Yeah, it's a habit that I have. I like to have that while I'm watching YouTube or while I'm watching TV. It doesn't have to be YouTube. I'm watching TV. Any show that I'm watching on TV, I'm coloring. If I'm sitting on the couch watching TV, I'm coloring. Unless I'm exhausted, then I don't. But if I'm sitting on the TV and I'm not that tired, I am going to be coloring. Um, I didn't think I was going to go through so many questions. I guess I've been answering them fast. Never have I ever chosen a page based on what pencils I want to use. No, I had to say no, I do not, because I pick the book, I pick the page, and then I decide what pencils to use according to the book. I don't go, I want to use all lines, so I color on this book. I want to use polychroma, so I color on that book. No, I never done that. I have picked a book first and then go for the colors. That's what I do most of the time. I would say all the time. Not most of the time, all the time. Pick book first, pencils next. Let's do it again. There. Never have I ever accidentally ripped a page. Oh, I have. I had to say, I have ripped pages. In fact, there's one that is on Shooting Star. And I really don't know. I don't think the book arrived that way. But I have a feeling that it was me, that I ripped it. How, I don't know, because there's two pages. There's the page here that is ripped like here a little bit. And then in the other one that I started coloring, it was also ripped a little bit. So I don't know how I did that. I must have accidentally done it. Because I doubt the book got here that way. I think I did it, and I don't even remember how I did it. So I would have to say, yes, I have ripped a page from a book, and I'm still trying to figure out how to fix it because those pages have been colored already. Let me put a little more color on this. I've been talking a lot and I haven't been actually coloring. So So yeah, I have done it. I don't know. Have you done it? Have you accidentally ripped a book, page in a book? And the thing is that that's one of the books that I really love. I think it's my shooting star. I really love that book. It's my one of the books that I use in a regular basis. Like every month, I color a page from there. Okay. Never have I ever bought supplies while waiting for other supplies to arrive. Yes, I have. I have. I bought supplies while waiting for supplies to arrive. I'm not doing it lately. I'm not buying much lately because of the situation that I have with Amazon. But I have done it in the past. I have bought supplies and then thought of something else, and like 30 minutes later bought something else. A couple of days later bought something else. And the people downstairs that that receive the mail, they're like, Doña Adriana, like this Doña is like this saying for respect for a woman, for a lady. Doña Adriana, you got another Amazon package. You got another, where you buy so many things? They ask me that. I haven't done it lately. Like, I am not buying that many things lately. So, I don't get that many calls from them saying, you got another package. I usually get either a text message or a call from downstairs, from desk. So, yeah, and they usually come like one after another because I have done that. I have bought something and then thought about, oh, I need this too, and then a couple hours later, a day later, about something else. But I'm trying to break that habit. So I'm gonna do this for another 5-10 minutes, and then I'm gonna stop. Never have I ever looked at someone else's pages and thought, I wish I'd done that. I wish I'd thought of that. Oh, all the time. I mean, not all the time, but yes, I see people that come with great ideas, and I think, why don't I have great ideas too? Why did I think of that? It was, obvious, and I didn't think about it. And it's not in a bad way, not in the envious, jealous way. No, and it's just like, man, that's clever. Like, I see Joe comes up with so many unique ideas, and I cannot come up with that many unique ideas. I usually what I do, and don't judge me too much for that, but I put it on ChatGPT, ideas for coloring videos, and let's do a game that other people play, but let's change it for the coloring community. And then that's the way I come up with ideas, and that they're not really original, because when I go back, people have done it already, so they're not really original. But I have put a twist by asking ChatGPT, so that I'm not really that creative when it comes to making videos, but I am trying to make a twist on my own, just so as to create content. I'm being as honest as I can be, and not really trying to copy other people, but to do things that are fun for me, that I enjoy, and that other people might enjoy. And some of those ideas completely flop. Like, I do something and the video count is like very, very low. But you know what? As much as I love people to watch my videos, my content, when I sit here in front of this camera and I start recording, for me, this is company. And even though I don't hear you respond, later on I'll see your comments, but at the moment here, I'm sitting alone talking to myself because I only have the camera. Really, nobody's listening to me right now. You will later. And that's why I said I feel like talking to the air, even though it's not true, because you're all out there. I want to make that clear. I know that I have the support of this whole community, which is lovely, and I adore you. And you have made me company for the past 6 months. You have made me stay sane for the last 6 months by having company. Every time I put up a video, every time I do a live stream, you guys are my company. You guys are my guests in my house, and I love that. But when I do a pre-recorded video, like I'm doing right now, I don't have the feedback. So it's like I am talking to the air, and I am trying to connect with people. Human connection is what makes me do this channel. Not so much content creation, but more of a human connection. And that's what I do. That's why I created my YouTube channel. If that makes sense. Yes, I love to grow. Yes, I want to create content. Yes, I want to come up with original ideas, but it's more about connecting with people. Since I do live alone, I do have family that is in Colombia. They're about 4 hours away from me. So I do have family. I do have people that call me, but my only friend, I only had one friend here in Armenia, and she moved to Cali. So and now I don't have friends. I have some people that I know, but nobody that actually is like, somebody that I do stuff with. No, I don't have nobody like that. So for me, content creation is more about human connection. And so I don't have that many original ideas. And when I watch somebody on YouTube do something, I'm like, oh gosh, why didn't I think of that? Yes, that happens. That goes through my mind often. Last one, I think 1 or 2. I don't want this video to be longer than an hour. Never have I ever bought a pencil set because of YouTube. No, I haven't. And my warmers, when I got my first set of warmers, that was last year. I bought them because they showed up on my Amazon, and I didn't have that many pencils back then. I still didn't have the pencils that I have from the United States. So because my daughter sent them to me with my uncle that came to visit. So they had not arrived. My good set of pencils have not arrived. And I needed a pencil set that will kind of replace my Prismacolors, because I couldn't find the Prismacolors, and the Prismacolors were so expensive at Amazon, and she had not sent them, and I needed something to color. That's when I started coloring. And so I was buying actually several sets because I was trying to find a good set. And at that moment, I didn't know there was a huge community on YouTube that would review stuff. So like I bought two colors because I needed pencils, and I do like them, but they're, but then I like, okay, well, I need something else because this doesn't really replace my Prismacolors. So I found the warmers and I bought them like that. But actually, because of YouTube, no, I haven't. And I got one more. Never have I ever colored past my bedtime. Definitely not. I usually have a cutoff of when I actually want to stop coloring, because I don't want to get too tired. So sometimes I color until about 8 or 9, but usually I stop before that, and I just, and let Bruno get on the couch with me and cuddle with him and watch TV. And it's kind of like time to spend with him, since if I'm coloring and I'm busy, like I'm going to the gym or I'm coloring or making a video, that is time that is not dedicated to him, even though he's always next to me. Right now he's right there laying behind me. But as far as cuddling and loving him, I do that at 9. So I do have like a cut off from coloring, so I can spend some time with him, since he's my only companion. I don't know what my life was without him. So I have it cut off. So I'm past my bedtime, and then he knows the routine. Like he knows when I get off the couch, even if he's there with me, and I start, closing windows, he knows, he immediately gets off the couch and he starts, like he gets the zoomies because he knows we're gonna go to bed. And he gets the zoomies, he starts running through the apartment. So he's so cute. So no, I haven't. I do not. I'm gonna do one more and we stop this. Never have I ever used the wrong color by mistake. I do it all the time sometimes when I am doing a live and I'm not concentrated. I'm just like paying more attention to the chat than I am to my coloring page. I pick up a color that is not the one that I wanted and I had to work around it. So yes, I've done that. And not while I'm doing, like, if I'm doing like this book that I'm this video that is pre-recorded. So no, there I don't, because what I do is I stop, look for the color that I need, and then continue. And you guys don't know it because that stop usually gets edited, so you don't see me stop looking for the color, make sure it's the right color, and put it on the paper. You don't see that because that gets edited out. But on lives, I don't edit during the live stream, so it happens. So with that, I think we did a little progress. I'm hoping to finish this soon. How many did we do? We did so many. Oof, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 questions, which I'm going to throw away. And I still got more there. And 23 questions. I got quite a few here. So that will be either for another video or for a live stream. Thank you. This, like I said at the beginning of my video, I had already thought of the Never Have I Ever a while back. I never followed through, and then Jess did hers, and then I asked her and she said that Ali had given her the questions, and then when she said that, I remember that I had some questions, so I didn't even ask Ali for questions. And I don't know if my questions were similar to hers or not. I had to rewatch Jess' video. But if you want to do this, whether you call it red flags or whether you call it Never Have I Ever, like I am calling it, you can, I can either email you or email you the ones that I have taken off. Of course, the ones that are very, very much dedicated to me as a person. There's some personal questions there, and there is other questions that are related specifically to my channel. So I could take those off, or you could just ask ChatGPT to create your own questions according to you, and and do your own video that way. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know I did. There was so many questions. I never thought I was going to use that many. I really thought I was only going to do maybe like 10, 15, but never thought I did so many. So thank you anyway for being all the way to this point on the video. I appreciate your enthusiasm that you put into my channel. I appreciate each one of you, and I hope we can talk later in another video. Have fun. May every page your color comes out beautiful because you deserve it. May every time you put the pencil down, beautiful sparks of beauty comes out. So thank you for coming. If you are new to my channel and you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you haven't given a like to this video, please give it a like if you can. It really does help my channel grow. Have fun, and like I said, everything comes out beautiful. We will talk later. Ciao. Bye.